Welcome back to CTV News. Deon Swiggs from Rebuild Christchurch is with us with a good update on what is happening around the city. Deon, let's get to Victoria Square. The people had their say, didn't they?
Yeah, and Sarah have just released another update saying, yep, we're happy with what the consultation that's just been done. They are looking at the 2,200 submissions from the people, and it looks like finally we're going to actually get the result that the people wanted. Really good result. You know, consultation works.
I just hope it didn't cost too much because the people had their say, but you know, you just wonder what it was all about anyway. Some other positive news though, Deon. People have also had their say regarding this Regenerate Christchurch transition plan.
Yeah, so Action Station, which was the thing that we were, you know, the video that we did, 2,460 submissions, and there were more from Sarah. We don't know the exact numbers yet, but the Sarah release basically said that the overwhelming message was that there's a locally led recovery. Now, what that means is the council and Sarah at the moment are really just negotiating the parameters around what the legislation will look like, and we will start to see, you know, some drafts coming out in the next couple of months, and then it goes to a select committee, and then it goes to Parliament. There's a lot of work to do, as we've talked about soon, but you know, as we get some more results or more information around Regenerate Christchurch or what will be the regeneration bill, we'll talk about that as well. In
terms of the red zoners, some of them are heading back to court again.
Yeah, the big thing here is the government have changed and listened to most of the recommendations that people were saying around the red zone offers for uninsured and flatland and businesses, and they've agreed to pay 100% on all of those except for the uninsured. Now they're paying 100% of the land value, but they're not paying 100% or any compensation for the house. Now the argument here is why they're going back to court is that the people feel as though that if the government's going to take or compulsorily acquiring my house, they should be paying for the whole lot. Because most of those people, if they were outside the red zone, they would have had some other form of support to actually, you know, fix their houses up. But because they're in the red zone, there is no support, there is no help for those people. And some people, you know, some of the situations that I've heard about are you know, pretty horrible. I don't have a personal opinion on that, but they're going back to court to try and figure that out.
The BNZ house finally to be demolished.
Yes, it's been so.
This is the one on the square, right?
Yeah, so it's finally going to be demolished. This is that one that they brought down. They brought down a couple of about 9 stories. They've brought it down to, and that level there, it's actually structurally safe because that's the actual original building. The other part was actually an addition. It's been sold, it's been bought by another developer, it'll be demolished, and if there's anybody out there that has a plan or wants to put a hotel there, go contact the developer and they'll build it. So they're looking for expressions of people what they want to do with that place at the moment.
Cramnet Court site have apartments. I thought they were denied this, the church originally.
No, the church was denied to have a church hall on there. So now they've gone back, and I think there's some new people involved, and this is where Sir Bob Parker has been involved as well, and they're wanting to put apartments there. And I think Sir Bob has been working with this consortium of builders for around $100 million of apartments and things like that within the city. That's great because the more money or more buildings that we have in the central city, the more rating base the council has, the more money we have to rebuild other things. You know, this is a really positive step, and good on the investors, you know, whoever they are, to actually sort of step in and say, yep, we're going to back Christchurch. That's a really good story.
The Avon River precinct that was due to be finished at the end of this year, once again more delays. I saw on the press website today they found an ancient pipe or something or other.
These have all been known, and I think this is all you know, potentially smoke in the water really, but that's going to be delayed till the end of next year, sadly. They've actually just put tenders out for stage 2, so the other parts more north of where the city centre is and those other areas there, so they just put tenders out for that today so that people can build that. But it is a little bit disappointing that it's now going to be delayed a year, and that delay is, you know, it's just it's fixing the river. Another thing here
I don't
is
know what's wrong with the river in the first place.
Another great thing here though, where they've actually found that creek though, is the terrace development where Anthony Goff's building is. And that's very good news. He's about to start again, so he's press go again on his development, and now it's going to be open by 2016, the whole lot. We should be having bars in some of the bars and restaurants there early next year, and the whole area will be developed by 2016, and that really is actually a really good story because I think there's going to be a lot of activity around that area in the next year, and we're over there in the weekend, and you can start seeing a lot of activity, especially on Cashel Street.
Which is all good news. Something that I guess when you look back now, it's easy to realise just how important it was, those transitional projects. Some of them looked ugly. who wants a green couch in the middle of nowhere? But all that stuff, all that art stuff actually did amazing things for people's mental health, didn't it?
Lincoln University did a bit of research just very recently around these transitional projects and said that the actual economic value that they've actually provided for the city is actually a lot more than most of us realise. The pallet pavilion from Gap Filler, there's a couple of groups, Gap Filler, Greening the Rubble, Life in Vacant Spaces, and Scape Public Art. These groups are doing some magical stuff within the city and these transitional projects.
It's funny how I guess I took it for granted, but it was amazing, wasn't it?
I think it is really amazing, and it's great to see. And we're going to still have a lot of this activity over the next couple of years. I mean, these spaces are going to be available, and it just creates this pockets of community. It's not building back buildings or a city, it's actually building community, and it's a really good story.
Just finally, the government announced more details on the Metro Sports Facility. I couldn't make head nor tail of it. They've announced essentially that they're putting more money in, but they're not saying what. So
yeah, I mean,
it's me.
They've actually released, and I think they're starting to get their plan together for the Metro Sports Facility. They've actually, in that release, they've said it's going to be the second biggest facility in the Australasia, which means it's actually going to be pretty massive, actually. But they're going to put in more money. Who knows how much more money it is? They've already backed the council into $147 million of it, and they've already committed $70 million. How much more does it actually need? But hopefully we get some facility that's actually going to be future-proof for quite some time, because we're spending that much money on it.
For these stories more, what can we do? Where can we head to your website?
Yeah, the website rebuildchristchurch.co.nz has all the details. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/rebuildchristchurch, and all of the stuff that's going on in the rebuild is always there.
Deon Swiggs, thanks for your time this evening.